Another pay-per-view, another press conference. Sean O'Malley and Chito Vera took the main stage of UFC 299's press conference, and the fight is tomorrow. We are now about 24 hours or so away from this fight, and I gotta say, I mean, the energy in that press conference coming from the crowd, I think speaks a lot of volumes because everybody is excited for this. I mean, there were some prelim fights that I think should have been at the press conference. That's how stacked this card is. But there's a lot of talk about it. I mean, Petr Yan speaking English for the first time. What the hell was that? Sean O'Malley's whole outfit. Gilbert Burns' afro has gone out of control. Guys, we're gonna talk about all of UFC 299, the press conference, and everything like that. I already made prediction videos, so go check that out. Also made a video talking about the Jake Paul and Mike Tyson fight that got announced today. Go check that out as well. I made the video yesterday. And Francis Ngannou, Anthony Joshua prediction also out. That fight is going to happen later tonight, and I'll be doing a reaction to that later on, guys. Don't worry. But before we get into anything else, I want to remind you guys to subscribe button, like, comment, and share. We're trying to hit 12K, guys. We're almost there. We're so close to the goal. You guys have supported me throughout this whole week, and I can't thank you guys enough. And the content just doesn't stop, man. There's been so much news this week, so many events, man. This is a great week for combat sports. I couldn't do any of this without our sponsor, betting.bet. As you guys know, these guys have been supporting me this whole week through UFC 299. And if you guys want to make your bets on UFC 299, Anthony Joshua versus Francis Ngannou, or anything in the future, go to betting.bet. They got the best betting line, best sports books, and everything like that. Everything you need to know about betting. Go check out their website. I mean, they just put everything together right there for you. And soon enough, my picks are going to be on the website for these events, so you guys could check out my picks there. Make sure to check it out in the link in the description. Remember, it's 18 and plus, and gamble responsibly. But UFC 299 is this weekend, and I think everybody is excited. I mean, all 5 fights are extremely fun fights. It could either be a main event of a fight night or on a pay-per-view. I mean, everything is great about this card. Now let's talk about the opening. The star of the show walks out, Sean O'Malley, wearing, I don't know what. Looks like he's wearing a jacket made out of that stuff that they put in the Easter baskets. He's got these goofy sunglasses on, a pink watch, a whole Nelk Boys chain. This is now the Sean O'Malley show. He is the champion. He's the reigning defending champion. The guy walks out, puts a big thumbs down over Petr Yan because obviously of their fight, where a lot of people scored it for Petr Yan. I actually thought that Sean O'Malley won that fight, but it was still close. I think a lot of people saying it's a robbery are being ridiculous. I think it was a very close fight. I don't know how you could claim robbery. In my opinion, I thought Sean won, so that was my reaction scoring it live. Eventually, they do have a little bit of an interaction. But for Sean O'Malley and Chito Vera, I mean, I was expecting more trash talk, guys. I'm not gonna lie. I mean, I know Sean O'Malley isn't exactly the best on the mic, but really, I thought there was more heat at their seasonal press conference that happened all the way back in December. I felt like both guys just didn't really want to show the other one attention, acting like they were the bigger star, and I felt like they didn't want to talk trash because they felt like it was below them or so. That was just the vibe I got. Both guys trying to act like the alpha, trying to win the interaction, trying not to get super emotional, and the crowd was crazy. I felt like at some moments it was super pro O'Malley, which it really shows O'Malley's star power. Like, I know a lot of people have been pointing out, oh, this interview got X amount of views, or this got X amount of views, and people like to poke holes at Sean O'Malley's superstar power. Does he sell a lot of pay-per-views like McGregor level pay-per-views? Absolutely not. But the fact that he had these fans so wound up, especially even back in August in Boston, right, with against Aljamain Sterling. I mean, even here you hear them saying things like Cheeto sucks, and it's not like Sean O'Malley was saying for them to say that. They just decided to come up with this chant.
Factor into this fight, knowing.
And Cheeto's also a fan favorite. Like, Cheeto isn't this hated guy. So for Sean O'Malley to have that level of enthusiasm for him from the fans is absolutely crazy, and I think needs to be taken note of. At the end of the day, though, I do understand people criticizing Sean O'Malley, seeing that Sean O'Malley has opened himself up to this criticism by comparing himself to McGregor. I get that. But you have to understand that at the end of the day, I do think that this guy does have a potential to become a superstar, especially where he's at right now. And depending on what happens this weekend, I mean, Sean O'Malley could go through the moon, honestly. If he knocks out Chito Vera in the first round in epic style, yeah, I think Sean O'Malley is going to be a big superstar. But as I said, it was split. It wasn't just all for O'Malley. You know, we even heard Chito Vera get a lot of pop because of his Ecuadorian background. A lot of the Hispanic Florida fans, they were cheering for Chito as I expected. It was pretty 50-50 it seemed. And yeah, this just seems like a massive fight the closer we get to it. Both fan bases are super excited for the fight, and they're both super invested because this is a big fight that has a lot of stakes attached to it. As for some of the other fights at the press conference, I mean, let's talk about Dustin Poirier. I mean, he was pretty quiet at the press conference. Benoit Saint Denis super respectful, obviously getting booed because Poirier is of course going to be the favorite there. Benoit saying he's honored to share the octagon with Dustin Poirier, and I'm super excited for that fight. I mean, honestly, the fight is so unpredictable. I feel like that's one of the closest fights on the card. I really don't know what's going to go down in that fight. If you guys want to see who I predicted, go check out the video, but I still don't know, man. I go back and forth sometimes. Then we got to Kevin Holland and Michael Venom Page. I thought at first it was be Kevin Holland the big favorite because it seemed like that when Kevin Holland was talking that he was getting cheered, but as soon as Michael Venom Page started talking, it seemed that the fans started to really go to him. A lot of questions being directed to MVP about how he feels being in the UFC, and I've been thinking about this whole week. I feel feel like it's a little disrespectful for people to say to MVP, oh, how it's a big opportunity for him to be in the UFC. Don't get me wrong, Michael Venom Page could absolutely extremely benefit from being in the UFC. I mean, look at Michael Chandler before and after in the UFC. I mean, Michael Chandler's about to fight one of the bigger stars, Conor McGregor. While in Bellator, he was fairly unknown to the casual audience. And I do think that the same thing could happen to Michael Venom Page, because if he gets these epic knockouts like he did in other organizations, he could be a massive star for the company. But my point is don't get me wrong, yes, MVP is benefiting from being in the UFC, but the UFC is benefiting from having Michael Venom Page. And maybe this is just because I'm an MVP fan, but look, Michael Venom Page is a huge win for the UFC to have on their roster, especially if Michael Venom Page actually gets some wins. This could be a big deal for the company, and I really don't think people are paying attention to this. Maybe I'm wrong, maybe I'm overestimating this, but I feel like the style that Michael Venom Page has, mixed with his personality, mixed with the taunts that he does, I feel like on this big of a stage, it could really appeal to a mass audience. And it all starts with Kevin Holland. If he gets past Kevin Holland, like imagine he knocks out Kevin Holland early. Imagine if he knocks him out even in the second round, right? And it's a brutal knockout mixed with the taunting. I think the whole internet is going to explode. I predict if he gets a big knockout, I think everyone's going to be texting me, you know, all of my casual friends, yo, who is this guy? Michael Venom Page. That's what I'm anticipating if this guy does get a viral knockout. But as I predicted, Kevin Holland is not an easy fight. And guys, like I said, I predicted the fight. Go check it out on the channel. It's not an easy fight for Michael Venom Page. This is a tough fight for both guys, but not impossible for Michael Venom Page. This is a fairly even matchup as well. JDM gets booed. No surprise there. He's not exactly very known yet. Kind of funny that he fought Kevin Holland last time, and Kevin Holland is higher on the card than him. Gilbert Burns' afro is crazy. Like, is he going to tie up that hair during the fight? Like, I'd be afraid that it's going to get into my eyes or something like that. I don't know, but I'm sure he's got a handle. And Song Yadong and Petr Yan, both guys speaking English for the first time this week, man. I'm surprised. Petr Yan especially, I didn't expect. I saw Song Yadong speak English a little bit earlier, but they were going back and forth, so it was nice to see it. I think this fight is a sleeper fight. I think potentially this could be fight of the night. If I'm going to predict what will be fight of the night, it's either the Poirier fight or this fight, because I think this fight will be majoritively standing, and I think both guys are going to land in the pocket. Both guys are great boxers, have great power. They're both very similar in style, and both guys have big motivation to win. Song Yadong could break into the top 5 with a win over Petr Yan, while Petr Yan is on this losing streak that if he beats Song Yadong, he could potentially get back into the top 5, get back into the game. But if he loses, I mean, what else is next for Petr Yan? Like, we're expecting another lower ranked bantamweight matchup. I don't think he'd get cut, but it wouldn't be looking good for Petr Yan, and those two are talking trash. Song Yadong's asking for that rematch against Marlon Vera if Marlon Vera does beat O'Malley, which I thought was smart, because now we are talking about this. This is a talking point, because if you guys don't know, Chito Vera and Song Yadong fought back in the day. Song Yadong won that fight by split decision. Marlon Vera was not happy with the decision at all, and you got that beef there because Marlon Vera was not very gracious after the decision. It's a big deal, because if Song Yadong goes on to beat Petr Yan, and let's just say Marlon Vera goes on to beat O'Malley, maybe Chito was supposed to fight Merab, maybe Merab gets injured or something like that, isn't going to be available to a long time. Maybe they book Corey Sandhagen versus Umar Nurmagomedov, and the UFC has to choose their next title challenger. I think at that point it would be a no-brainer Song Yadong late replacement. Like, you got to really build yourself up, because if the timing presents itself, the UFC will pick you because of these narratives that you build. So it's important for Song Yadong to do that. Overall, I thought the press conference was good. Didn't think it was the greatest press conference, honestly. I thought last time's was better, and was just expecting a little more heat from Sean O'Malley and Chito Vera. I was really expecting to walk away from this even more hype, but I gotta say, it not really changed my hype level. I'm still hyped for the event because of the fun fights and how stacked it is. But let me know what you guys thought about the press conference in the comment section below. Thank you guys for watching. Make sure you guys check out my prediction videos for UFC 299. Broke down the main event, broke down the undercard. Check it out right now, guys, and check out my prediction video for Francis Ngannou versus Anthony Joshua. Thank you guys for watching. Thank you, betting.bet. Check out the link in the description for my Discord server. Join there, guys. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one.